Hello, and welcome back to Belmont Bunch again. Double upload day, because I slacked and took a while to get the video out for yesterday's game. The Islanders lose the back end of the back-to-back to an inferior opponent. Fantastic. Not like it really matters at this point at all, but a frustrating loss either way. Clutterbuck and Green sit for precautionary reasons. And it seems like the Islanders are poised to have a fairly quiet deadline. Nick Deslauriers brought back a third for Anaheim. Maybe Clutterbuck can do the same. And Andy Green, probably like a fourth plus. So if those are the guys that go, Varley obviously could have some value, probably would be worth more. I wouldn't be against it if the Islanders decide to trade Varley if they get a good return, and then just sign a backup for next year. And also, like, if they did that to get Jacob Skarek a few games at the NHL level just to see, let's gauge where he's at. I don't think a few games will destroy his confidence if he isn't good. It's not like this team has expectations anymore. It'll also be interesting to see if Robin Salo gets another shot, and we'll get into why I desperately want that. But the Islanders, in the first period, took a little to get their feet going. It was 7-2 in the shots for the Flyers. When the Islanders took the lead, they had a one good shift. The fourth line again, who had a pretty decent game yesterday, although today with Kiefer Bellows on the fourth line. Casey Cizikas, after a lot of pressure and a great Adam Pelech pinch and then roll around the net, tries to get it to the net. It gets cleared only as far as Cizikas at the top of the middle of the circle, of the blue line, and he slaps one that takes a friendly deflection that goes in. It's 1-0 Islanders, and they get through the rest of the period that way. And though they were outshot and Sorokin played really well, had a few low shots that he dealt really well with. Right out of the gate, there was a high glove side one that he didn't catch, but he fought that off. Really nice to see Sorokin continue to play well, despite the rest of the team getting was gassed from probably the back-to-back. But the Flyers net a goal, tie the game in the second period, and this is where I want Robin Salo. Sebastian Aho's just not good. He is curling around behind his net, kind of clumsily already. At the slightest touch from a Flyer player, he falls, ends up on the stick of one Flyer player, down low to Kevin Hayes, who scores in pretty much an empty net. Nothing Sorokin could do. It's 1-1. There was a power play later in that period. The Islanders took a few penalties today. Cizikas took another. Cizikas, you're our best penalty killer. Please stop taking penalties. Sorry, not Cizikas. The Flyers take a shot that gets blocked down in front. The Islanders are scrambling. You got Pelech down there, Pollock, and I believe on this one it was Cizikas, because I don't think it was on the Cizikas penalty that they scored. But on this one, on this power play, Joel Farabee jumps into the middle. Puck's loose in the slot, but no Islander has eyes on it. Farabee slides it over to Kevin Hayes, who scores again a very similar goal. So, and that was all the scoring. The Islanders in the third period, not too much of a push when they pulled the goalie. They had, in the second period at one point, 4-on-2, that it was pointed out on the broadcast. Barzal kind of took them out of. Barzal did fine getting into the zone, and the first pass was fine, but when the puck came back to Barzal, and he goes back to Aho on the back post, it actually let the Flyers back into the play because it passed the puck back into pressure. And as was pointed out, I think maybe you'd rather just see Barzal bring that puck in and shoot, because he had more room than Aho did. So Barzal, he's always been a pass-first player, but they got to try to get him maybe to be a little bit more aggressive shooting-wise. He had Wahlstrom and Parise for parts of the game today. What sucks about Wahlstrom is obviously it's good that he's getting consistent chances now, but he hasn't had a point in a while, and I don't think he's playing badly. It's just he has to score. Like, they need to start getting scoring from guys that aren't Brock Nelson or Anders Lee to show that they can have the depth next year. As it stands, I would hope that the Islanders maybe, obviously I feel like the Bailey to Arizona move in the summer is completely necessary. And then from there, you can see if you can get a middle six forward that can put the puck in the net. Unless they're just going to call up Richard Panik and not address it. But anyway, yeah, Isles didn't play too well. Sorokin played well. Had an amazing save on a 2-on-1 in the third period off a pass by Owen Tippett, the new Flyer. Got a skate on it on a backhand attempt with pretty much the whole net empty. So what a save. Sorokin really, really, really impressed with how he's taken over, in this now ended 6-game point streak with a 7-game stretch. The goaltending's been awesome. It's been really, really good. So for Sorokin, I want to see in the comments, I have a question this time. I feel like I should do this more often, but do you guys feel that Sorokin, he's ready as 1A? I still feel like the Islanders have the right idea in terms of you don't want a goalie to start like 70 games or even 65 games. You want your goalie, your starter, first of all, you want your backup to be capable of jumping in because in the playoffs, you don't want to be cooked just because, you neglected one roster position. But also, you don't want to Cam Talbot it. And by that, I mean, I think it was 15-16, I think, the year that Anaheim won that series against Edmonton in the second round. Cam Talbot was amazing that year, but Edmonton rode him into the ground, and then the next year he was terrible. And he's just now getting over that with his switch to the Wild. But so just I think they're doing good in Sorokin's early NHL career to not overdo it with him. Couldn't find a better word. Islanders, stop taking penalties. Start moving your feet in the offensive zone so you can maybe draw some penalties, possibly. And, if all the games the rest of the year are like this, it is going to be boring. But, if they do continue like this, I'll probably start throwing in some more interesting stuff on the side with the recap. Who are we going to, well, not who we're going to trade because the deadline's tomorrow. I'll probably do a deadline video tomorrow at some point if I can get out of, once I'm done with work stuff. But, yep, that's it. Islanders lose. Point streak, 6-game point streak done. My Red Bulls blew a game in the last minute, ended up tying. But Villanova won. So, and I picked against them in my bracket, so I can't have anything. Bye.